What's up, beautiful babies? We're getting ready for another season of the Madden Curse. Uh, what is this? The third year? I think this is the third. This actually might be this is the fourth year of the Madden Curse. I know that because Brent has won twice, and someone else won another time. I just know it wasn't me. Um, let's do a quick recap. Let's go down memory lane real quick. Last year, we'll do the final record. We're gonna do last to first. By records, let's see. We had Mr. Mr. Trent. He lost. If you don't, if you don't recall, he lost his name to Brent in the matchup, so we called him T all season. We'll give it back to you for this year, buddy. So Trent finished 4-10 last year. A lot of injuries. Marshall finished 5-9. Alex 5-9. Frank 5-9. Small jump here. Jason 6-8, and then Jordan 7-7, who just barely missed the playoffs as JT beat him in a tiebreaker, as he was also 7-7, followed by myself, Dan, and Scott, all 8-6, with Brent 10-4, and Fat 11-3, regular season champ. Obviously, doesn't matter because he didn't win. I don't think he won a playoff game. He did have a bye though, so that was good. So when we look at the actual draft order, it's not going to be the same as what we just went over because whoever scored the most points in the losers bracket, they won the first pick. And then we did worst record out of the non-playoff teams. And then when we got to the playoffs, we did the same thing, just in order of record, or really it was in order of how far you placed, with the tiebreaker being records. So that is why Fat did not get the 12th pick. And if you don't remember who has the last pick in the draft, we'll save that for later. Don't spoil it. Okay, before we look at the new draft order for the upcoming season, which we're going to be drafting on Labor Day weekend, same as we always do by weekend. I mean, that could be Monday. I know a lot of times we do Monday. So you've got a few weeks to get your mock drafts in. I'm sure we've already done a baker's dozen at least, right? Staring at Scott's old last name. So now we'll get the now that we'll have this set, you can mock draft as much as you like and see who you think you're going to get. Let's take a look before we go to the draft order. I want to look at the league updates because we did make a couple of tweaks that we will add into the league, the settings. The first adjustment that we did make is we're going to end the season a week earlier. So before we were ending the season 1 week early from the regular season, we're going to do it 2 weeks early. The last couple weeks get really weird. A lot of players, it's not even just injuries, it's just like good teams start sitting their players, and it's not really fair to guys that make it the whole season, in a good spot. Maybe they're in the playoffs in a big game, and now all of a sudden they got to bench, half their lineup, or really even if they got to bench their best player, their second best player, that can really, really throw things, and then you're kind of playing off the waiver wire. Championship games shouldn't be played off the waiver wire. They definitely can be, but it shouldn't be, forced. So that's why we made that change there. If your boss or anyone's watching, this is CBD, by the way. No worries. We're all good here. So that's why we made that change. Leave a message in the Discord. Let us know how y'all feel about the changes. If you hate them, just send DMs directly to Fat. But if you like them, leave a message in the chat. Hate directly to Fat. Love, put it in the chat. Mention me. That'd be great. The next item, let's see. My wife is calling. Sorry, ma'am. I told her I was going up here and doing this. and it wasn't but 15 minutes ago. Okay, before I was so rudely interrupted, let's take a look. Draft order. We've said that we're ending the season 2 weeks early. Um, the the draft order is fixed now. So we used to do a random lottery every year. We'd draw names out of a hat. We would do. We did the Kentucky Derby a year or two. That was actually really cool. Just trying in an effort to kind of be a little more competitive. Kind of mirror the NFL. We're going to go to a fixed record. So if you have the worst record in the league, you will have no worse, as long as if you're outright the worst record in the league. The worst you can pick is second, because we do give whoever wins the losers bracket most points in the losers bracket will get the first pick. So if you have a horrible year, at least next year we'll get you set up with a top pick, so you can hopefully bounce back or not, and then we'll see what happens, right? But there's a lot of good picks down on the back end too. So like I said, it's just trying to be a little more, more like the NFL, I guess. So that's why we made that change there as well. That's most of what we did. We did add a little bit of points. We were discussing reducing the PPR to half a point, and we decided we like points, so we don't want to get rid of points. So to balance wide receivers and running backs a little bit better, we decided to add a quarter point per carry. We'll see how it goes this season. If it's something that everybody really hates at the end of the season, then yeah, we'll probably get rid of it. If everybody likes it or nobody says anything and it's business as usual, then we'll probably leave it. Right? We kind of looked at some kind of weird stat lines. And again, we're not 100% positive it'll make the league better, but we feel strongly that it could. So we'll try it out. If it doesn't work, we'll get rid of it. And if it's great, you're welcome. Let's see what else we got on the changes. Not really anything else changes. We are gonna do a vote, a poll for a couple of items. Mainly the draft time. We always usually set like a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, something like that on Labor Day weekend. So we'll vote on the best time for everybody to draft. Whatever the consensus is what it is. So you're either there or you're not there at that point. But we try to be pretty flexible here. We'd like everybody to be there. Jason, doesn't matter where we draft, he will be in a car missing it somewhere. But we're going to vote on adding a flex and removing a bench position. Either a flex or wide receiver position. If guys just want to do a flat wide receiver position instead, that could be looked at. We would get rid of a bench spot if we do that, just because we still want to have a little bit of meat on the waiver wires, and adding another spot would that's 12 extra guys off the waiver. So that would be what we would do. We would either add a wide receiver or a flex position and remove a bench position. So you could use a little more of your your drafted guys, get them on the board, get some more points. We like points, man. Madden Curse. We into points. We want points. Light this shit up. We are also going to vote on the waiver wire. There's two methods. There's two primary methods to do the waiver wire. There is the FAB system, which is like the free agent acquisition budget, and then there is what we have, which is more of a there's no budget. It's just you put in a ticket, a claim, right, and then it goes in order. It goes in order of record. So whoever has the worst record every week gets to have the number one spot on the waiver wire. This can be good and bad. I mean, it worked out in my favor last year. I started off 0-6, and I was able, or something like that. It wasn't quite 0-6. I think I was maybe 1-6, 2-4, something like that. I didn't have a great record at the beginning of the year. I was able to get high spots on the waiver wire early. It did help me get a couple of good players. I mean, it's it is a little more sided towards the guys trying to get back in it, which is not, it's up to y'all if it's a bad thing, right? The free agent acquisition budget is more of every team would get a budget. Say you get $200, and you would put in a bid every week on a player that is on the free agent market. So let's say there's a running back you put a bid in for $5. If you have the highest bid, that amount will be deducted from your total, and you will have that player. Just keep in mind, typically this is an amount that is for the whole season, so you don't get $200 every week. You have a $200 budget, and you spend that how you see fit. So, and I believe we can set it to 0 too. So you could still bid 0 on a guy, and if nobody else bid anything, then you could still, technically have a free pickup. We'll check if you have to bid $1 or not. But this would just make it to where every week and everyone has the same odds to get somebody, unless you blow your budget, right? It's also going to take guys out. If somebody's on the waiver early, and they're can't miss player to you, you may bid 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% of your budget, right? Especially if you can pick up guys for free later. You just have to be a lot more savvy, right? Because nobody else can bid anything on him. But there's a lot more that goes into that, right, with the free agent budget. So I like them both. Between the two, I don't really have a preference, so that's why we're gonna put a poll up, and whatever you guys decide is what we'll do. I believe that's pretty much the only options, is the free agent acquisition budget, or you can do the waiver by losing record. I think you can also set it by transactions, so we may be able to do something like that. But we'll send a poll out for that, and if people want it changed, we'll make the change. That's all we're voting on. That is all the rule changes that we currently have. If there is something that you're looking to get added, if there's something that you didn't like that got changed, remember, if you don't like it, send it directly to Fat. If you like it, put it in the chat. If there's something you want to see added, put it in the chat. Let's see how the rest of the league feels about it. We're open to all that. Let's go ahead and look at the draft order for the upcoming year, and I'm going to go to the league updates, new chat in the Discord, where we can see that. And draft order, we will start from the back end. Our champion, Brent, he's won twice. He's getting bored. I'm not gonna lie, he's getting bored. He's already said he's gonna cakewalk it. He didn't say that, but he is looking to repeat, as he should. He'll be doing it from the 12th position. Dan is going to be picking at 11. He was in the championship game with him, so that's what you get. You do good, you get 12 and 11. Honestly, I will say this, I do think 11 and 12 are, if I don't have the first 3 or 4 picks, maybe top 5, those would be my next 2 picks. So I would like the 12th pick would be in the top 5 for me personally. But you definitely have to wait around a while, so I get that. So 12 Brent, 11 Dan, 10 Fat, 9 Orlando, 8 Scott, 7 JT, 6 Jordan, 5 Jason, 4 Frank, 3 Alex, 2 Trent, and number 1 Marshall. He won the losers bracket, so he is getting the first pick. I think he's had the first pick before. Marshall, let us know. Shoot us a message. I think you might have had it once before. Maybe had some injury bugs. But he will be picking from the 1 spot. Any player you want. Who are you going to take? I've got a feeling it's going to be a little different than the last couple of years. Feel free to let us know in the chat if you're already set. You don't mind. I mean, we can't take him from you, so let us know. But he will be picking from the 1 spot. We will be posting videos. I might give you maybe one more before the season. Maybe a couple. Maybe I'll miss y'all, and I'll send you 1 or 2. I'll give you an update on how the beard's going. So, Madden Curse, be safe. We love you. Mock draft. You better do it. I'm hanging this shit up and I'm mock drafting. I was actually mock drafting the entire time I did this video. So, mock draft.